What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and today the new tournament was announced, guys. That's right, the Kingdom Cup. This is a new tournament for April, so the Tempest Cup is still going on in March, but April's new tournament is going to be the Kingdom Cup. And if you guys are Game of Thrones fans, this tournament is Game of Thrones written all over it. It's going to be fire, ice, dragon, and steel. That is going to be the types that are allowed in this tournament, and there are some amazing Pokemon that we already know are going to do very well for this tournament that you guys are going to want to try to track down. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the types of Pokemon that are in this tournament and what they're going to be strong against and weak against. We're going to have a first look at the rankings from Pokebattler and Peavy Poke to see what Pokemon we really want to go and find or trade for or power up for this tournament that are going to be the best Pokemon to use. And then also we're going to take a look at some Pokemon that you guys should be walking with to get candy, because it's going to be hard to find. And also it's going to be big resource costs. So walking with these guys early is going to be very advantageous for you. Alright guys, diving right into the Kingdom Cup meta. This is just a simple infograph that you guys can screenshot right now if you want to pause the video and do that. And what this is just a breakdown of the types of Pokemon that we'll see in the meta, which is going to be fire, dragon, steel, and ice. Their weaknesses to the left and their strengths of what they're strong against to the right. So that's just a simple graph for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and move into the rankings for this tournament. Now heading over to Pokebattler.com, we're going to head down to the PvP section. We're going to go to rankings, and then we're going to scroll all the way down to the Kingdom Cup section. Silpharina Tempest Cup section is still there, but this is all about the Kingdom Cup. So if we look at well-rounded and random shielding as listed, we see some monster Pokemon here. That's going to be Bastardon, Lapras, Lucario. These three guys are going to be huge for this tournament. And not only we see a lot of other cool Pokemon. Blaziken, being one of my favorite all-time Pokemon, is making the top 6 overall. We also got Melmetal in there that you can reuse from the Boulder Cup. We got Kingdra coming in, which might do really well. Torkoal as well. And then we also have Steelix, Alolan Marowak, and a lot of fire dragons, a lot of Charizard, Combusken, Altaria, Skarmory is in there again. So there's a lot of Pokemon that you can reuse, but there's also some new Pokemon that are just going to be so good you're going to want to have them. So we're going to go ahead and head over to PvPoke.com. We're going to look at the rankings again. Again, guys, Lapras, Lucario, Bastardon. These three Pokemon are going to be trend-setting. And as we look down, we see like Flygon, Steelix, Alolan Marowak, Melmetal. It's kind of the same ranking where we got the fires, we got the dragons, we got some of the steels, some waters thrown into there. But those top three, I really want you guys to focus on that. Lapras, Lucario, Bastardon. So if we look at Lapras, we're going to see that this time around, Water Gun's going to be the #1 move, and Surf. It's going to do really well against Steelix, Alolan Marowak, Altaria, Flygon, and it's going to get countered by Abomasnow, but Abomasnow is not going to be good in this tournament. So I wouldn't reuse Abomasnow this time around. There's going to be better Pokemon to use. And I would definitely suggest maybe Ice Beam or Dragon Pulse as a second, but if we look at Lucario. Now, the reason why Lucario is so good is because of Counter and Power Up Punch. If you guys recently saw, the buff to Power Up Punch, a new fighting move, increases his attack every time you use it, 100% guaranteed. And if you guys see there, he's going to be weak to a lot of the fire Pokemon. So Alolan Marowak going to be a really good counter, but he counters Bastardon and Lapras. The #1 and 3 Pokemon in this tournament, Lucario counters them. So if we look at Bastardon, we have Smackdown as a fast move with Stone Edge and Flamethrower. And he's going to do well against like Charizard, Altaria, Celio, and Whaleren, but he's going to get countered hard by Lucario, and then the ground moves from Flygon and Dugtrio, Alolan Dugtrio. But these three Pokemon are going to be huge, guys. Also, Probopass. That's interesting. The mustache nose guy with Rock Throw, Rock Slide is going to be good against these fire type Pokemon. He's going to do some work against a Charizard. but he's going to get countered by Lucario and Steelix. So it's really interesting that he made the top 6 here. We keep looking down, we're going to see a Alolan Marowak, and I like this guy for this tournament because he's going to counter Lucario. He's a wall for Lucario, a really nice wall for Lucario, but he's obviously going to come with weaknesses. The dragons. You throw in an Altaria against him, it's going to be GG's. But he has a place in this tournament, which is so exciting. You see a lot of other Pokemon, Altaria, Skarmory. You know, we start going down more. Frostlass again. We got Registeel. But what I really want you guys to notice is that the top 3 are going to be so strong. These 3, Lapras, Lucario, Bastardon. We're going to talk about Pokemon you should start walking with. And that's going to be Bastardon, because Bastardon is going to be the equivalent of Azumarill, the amount of candy and Stardust you need to invest into Bastardon, because at almost 100% IV, just under 100% IV, he's going to max out near 1500, kind of like a Azumarill, where it's literally level 40 or 39, and it's right there at 1500 CP. So we're talking like 200,000 plus Stardust investment on top of a second charge move. So it's a big investment into a Pokemon that's going to perform really well, but if you start walking with him now, you're going to get ahead of the game. Now the other Pokemon you're definitely going to want to acquire, whether that be through trades or hatching, or maybe you have him already, is going to be Lucario. And if you have a Bastardon ready to go, and you don't have enough Lucario candies, I would definitely walk with him because he's going to perform very well in this tournament. So these are kind of my initial thoughts and my initial kind of Pokemon you should start aiming for and preparing for. It's definitely going to be Bastardon and Lucario, because I know they're not as common as the rest of the Pokemon, like maybe Altaria, but they're going to be huge and you need to start now. Something that you guys should definitely be on the lookout for and start talking to people about and try to acquire is going to be a Legacy Blaziken with Stone Edge. This thing is going to be a monster of a Pokemon for this tournament. Personally, I don't have one. I need to find one, but the sooner you can find one, the better, because this thing is going to be a huge threat. So be on the lookout, ask around, get them before other members of your community get them. Get that Stone Edge Blaziken, even if in a month's time changes have been made and we kind of see that it's subpar to other Pokemon. Still having it is gonna be good, because obviously legacy moves are good to hold on to, because down the line we never know what's gonna happen. So go out, find yourself a Stone Edge Blaziken. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys found it informative. Be sure to hit a like on today's video and comment down below and tell me what Pokemon you guys are finding that are performing really, really well, because in the coming weeks we're going to take deep looks into a lot of different Pokemon, and your guys' comments are definitely going to be driving the content that I create. And like always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.